This is a synopsis of David Bach's book, Automatic Millionaire, the bomb-proof guide to becoming extremely rich. Rediscover the American dream is the first key point. It seems like the American dream is fading. Of American workers, 57% had savings below US dollars, according to the American Savings Education Council. According to a research by the American Association of Retired Persons, the average baby boomer's wealth is currently less than US dollars. What do you think it looks like? Do you owe money? Do you have nothing saved for a rainy day and are living paycheck to paycheck? Adopting David Bach's strategy can significantly alter your financial situation. Once you figure out its secret recipe, you can achieve the American dream. The turtle concept, which holds that wealth builds steadily and consistently over the course of a person's life, is the foundation of the becoming a millionaire automatically approach to wealth. You can see how to become an automatic millionaire by reading about their lives. These 7 fundamental facts form the foundation of Automatic Millionaire. You don't have to earn a lot of money to be wealthy. Being disciplined is not a prerequisite for becoming a millionaire. As an employee, you can get wealthy. With just a few bucks per day, you can exploit the latte factor to accumulate riches. Prioritize paying yourself. Instead of renting a house, own one. Create an automated method to prevent malfunctions. David Bach understands that spending is more important than income. Automating every part of your finances is the most crucial tactic for achieving prosperity and financial success. This implies that you are free from financial worries. We start to take back our lives and live them to the fullest when we stop worrying about money. This synopsis outlines the methods the first automated millionaires used to accumulate wealth and divulges their secret. With any luck, these role models will teach you something that will help you become financially independent. Key point 2. Make money automatically from your paychecks. Bach first came into contact with an automatic millionaire while teaching an investing course for an adult education program. David Bach was questioned by Jim and Sue McIntyre. Since they had agreed that Jim would retire at age 52, they sought financial guidance. When Bach saw her bank statements, he started to understand her decision, even if he thought it was odd and wanted to counsel the two of them against it. The McIntyres had a $2 million fortune. Their second house also generated guaranteed US dollars every year. They had no debt and dividends from other investments. They didn't inherit that much money anyway. Knowledge was what they inherited. They were from a neighborhood with some reasonable financial management guidelines. They first discovered the distinction between appearing and actually being wealthy. The majority of people cannot afford the quality of living that society has created. People fall into the demand to appear wealthy, which is increased by social media and targeted advertising. You must make payments on the mounting indebtedness. To repay them, he must labor for the remainder of his life. When people receive their paycheck, their first priority is to pay their bills. If they have any money left over, they might save it. Before they pay their bills, automatic millionaires pay themselves. What you cannot see, you cannot spend. Choose a portion of your money that you wish to set aside, then put in place a method that takes that portion out of your paycheck before you even see it. Purchase a home and give prompt mortgage repayment first priority. Home ownership provides an unmatched level of protection and freedom. Next, focus on the small details. Candy, cigarettes, and other ostensibly trivial costs mount up. Don't use credit to make purchases. Pay the credit card bill in the same month if you must use it. Be mindful of your latte factor. costly items that you buy with your money rather of investing it, such as cigarettes or coffee. The main factor that makes people automatic millionaires is that they don't need discipline or willpower. In order for the system to function, the system only needs to be automated. Willpower is no longer necessary when doing what is right comes naturally. Payroll deductions establish a wealth-generating system that operates automatically. Payroll deductions provide you with self-defense. We'll examine how you can gradually accumulate wealth to become a billionaire in the ensuing essential aspects. Third key point. For most individuals, every penny matters. We spend more money the more we make. You are a driven individual if you think like this. In order to spend your money on things that don't truly matter to you, you continue to work to earn more. Because they spend the majority of their income on frivolous expenses, many Americans have very little. However, by figuring out your latte factor, you can alter this situation. What expenses do you have that seem small at first, but add up to a big sum? In 5 years, you will have $20 if you invest $20 every day and receive a 10% annual return. An unwavering grip on a savings and investing plan leads to the accumulation of wealth. To avoid using a lot of willpower, you can automate this holding. However, some people come up with other reasons to avoid using this investment and savings approach. Inflation, unachievable returns, inadequate capital, lack of automation, and purported frugalness are the most frequently cited excuses. These are merely excuses, nothing more. Bach, David. The most effective method for becoming an automated millionaire is the wonder of compound interest. Set a goal for yourself to determine how much money you spend on unnecessary items. Make a table listing the 3 items you purchased, the amount you paid, and your evaluation of whether or not it was a waste of money. At the top of each column, write the date and the day. Calculate the total expenses for the items you have deemed to be a waste of money at the end of the month. A latte factor is the end result. Make the decision to spend less and save money in the future. Fascinating information. A pack of smokes a day over a year is equal to dollars, and a latte a day is equal to deals over a year, according to David Bach. The fourth important point. The wealthy put their own needs first. You'll discover that you're already making enough money to invest and save after figuring out your latte factor. However, there is an additional issue. The majority of individuals think that creating a budget will increase your income. This misconception has been passed down to us from society. However, since being wealthy takes a lot of willpower, budget planning rarely succeeds. It all boils down to this straightforward tactic: pay yourself first. After paying everyone else, most people pay themselves first. This tactic is reversed by automatic millionaires to generate wealth. You not only pay yourself first, but you also set this up to happen automatically. Since 1943, the US government has employed this tactic. Income taxes were not due until the following spring, until this year. But the government discovered that people weren't setting aside money in their budgets to pay their taxes. Therefore, the government made the decision to automate the process and pay itself first. By paying yourself first, you may implement this technique. With a tax-free retirement account, you can legally pay yourself first. In the United States, IRAs, SEP IRAs, and K or B plans are examples of tax-free retirement plans. You must pay the expected amount for the hours you have worked for yourself in order to calculate how much you pay yourself. To calculate how many hours you worked for yourself last week, divide $50 by $25 if you saved $50 while working for $25 per hour. 2 hours, that is. A lot of people work for other people during the day. To figure out what you want to work on each day for your future, you should calculate the hours. Make it your own to decide how much you pay yourself. Establish the regular routine of devoting an hour to personal growth. Make a payment to yourself by putting at least 10% of your entire income into your tax-free retirement account. Automate this. Write out your commitment to this choice. You will have it after 35 years if you give yourself $200 every 2 weeks and make the payment. 77 cents as well. You can select a different proportion that suits your needs if you feel that 10% is too much to set aside. The idea is that you will become middle class if you save 5 to 10% of your gross income. The upper middle class needs to set aside 10 to 15% of their gross income for savings. You are considered wealthy if you have saved between 15 and 20% of your gross income. Anyone will be wealthy enough to retire early if they can give themselves at least 20% of their gross income. After you've made saving money a priority, you must decide how and what you want to do with the money. Key Factor 5. Steep growth and constant savings. In the scheme, automated millionaires set up an automatic initial payment for themselves. Starting at about 4%, you gradually raise that percentage to the level you want. If you think 10% is too much to save, you can start with 1%. The idea is to gradually raise your savings until you become accustomed to it. You can make tax-free contributions to your retirement savings with a self-directed retirement account. When it comes to self-managed retirement choices, the K plan is the most popular choice among U.S. people. A comparable one-use plan known as B may be available to non-profit employees. When you make contributions to a tax-deferred retirement plan, the state typically receives 30% of your income before you see the funds. Do you use it to get around the state? You may nearly quadruple your net savings by opening a pre-tax retirement account. Employees in the U.S. are now automatically enrolled in the K plan by their employers. 2. See if there is one set up for you at your firm. It has selected the usual savings rate of less than 4% if this is the case. Verify the savings rate for which your business qualifies, sign in, and raise it. According to studies, employee savings rates treble for businesses that use top-up and auto-enrollment options. Choose a percentage when a sign-up form opens. Your savings grow in this way when the salary also went up. Additionally, aim to save a little more than you feel comfortable with. For instance, choose 12% on the form if you can save 10% at this time. Ideally, you utilize the plan to its fullest. This indicates that you are making the largest contribution permitted by current tax legislation. For those under 50, the contribution cap for 401k plans, 403b plans, and 4457 plans is in dollars, and for those over 50, it is in dollars. Every January, check these restrictions to make the most of any increases. Not using your strategy and not making the most of it are the biggest investment mistakes you can make. A little but consistent sum of saved can grow into a sizable fortune because to compound interest, after 40 years, $100 will be in dollars if you save $100 each month and receive a 6% annual return. The return is 25 times your entire donation, not twice as high, with an annual return of 12%. Key point 6. Your path to wise tax savings. Setting up an IAE at a bank, brokerage house, or online takes around an hour. There are two sorts of IAEs, the traditional IAE and the Roth IAE. In the traditional IAE, you will be taxed on your withdrawals, but not on the money you deposit. Additionally, as soon as you turn 70.5 years old, you must begin dispersing your money. There are income restrictions and taxes on the money you deposit with Roth Irish. On the other hand, if you are over 59 and have had money in it for more than 5 years, you do not have to pay taxes when you take it out. Beyond the age of 70.5, you can continue to invest in a Roth IRA. Depending on when you wish to receive your tax reduction, you can choose to either a standard IRA or a Roth IRA. Think about each plan's advantages and disadvantages. Choose the Roth IAE if your employer has a retirement plan. If not, you can take advantage of the tax deductions provided by a traditional IAE to help you maximize your contributions if you have an employer-sponsored plan. Young people with low taxes can benefit from the new Roth K plan, which essentially does the same thing as the Roth IAE. To cover both tax bases, you can alternatively contribute 50% of your contribution to a tax-deductible K plan and the remaining 50% to a ROSK plan. Any of these accounts can be created online, but be sure to carefully fill out the paperwork. Consult an advisor at the bank to ensure that your portfolio is properly configured. Inquire about a methodical investment strategy. The regular transfer of funds from a designated account into your IRA is automated by this service. Payroll deductions or debits from your checking account are two ways you might set up an automatic investment plan. You can automate your plan using technology tools as well. Bach advises using PayTrust when determining how much you should save. Consider compound interest's power. MyShare is a new government savings product. It functions similarly to Roth IRA, but if the sum surpasses US dollars, you must move it to a bank or brokerage house. MyRe's investing possibilities are restricted to US savings bonds, which is its only drawback. You can utilize ZBIA if you work for yourself. Designed as a retirement plan for independent contractors, this is a streamlined one-employee pension. Up to 25% of your income can be saved. This account is funded by your gross income. An automatic millionaire could be anyone with a source of income. Get your company to open a retirement account. Create an IAE if this isn't provided. Use the K profit sharing plan for individuals or the SEP IAE if you work for yourself. When you start an account, it is worthwhile to pay the maximum amount that can be deposited each month. Transfers to this account should be automated. Purchase a home and make automatic payments. Renting won't make you wealthy. People who are not real estate owners or who are currently accumulating assets are not included because it makes you save money, provides you flexibility, lets you use other people's money to get rich, gives you tax breaks, and gives you the pride of ownership. Buying a home is a terrific investment because it saves them hundreds of dollars in interest payments and compels them to participate in a savings plan. Automated millionaires employ an automatic bi-weekly mortgage payment plan. This shortens your mortgage's term by years and makes it easier to manage your financial flow. Make sure you make money rather than lose it if you take out a loan. Steer clear of credit cards. Examine and reduce your interest rates. List all of your debts and make a commitment to pay off the remaining balance with half of monthly payments. Give your credit card provider instructions to take this amount out of your bank account automatically every month. Lastly, automate it and learn to give back. Before automating your gifts, conduct some research on the organization. For tax purposes, keep track of your donations. Interesting stuff to try. While saving is a prerequisite for becoming wealthy, investing and saving are not prerequisites for wealth. The latte factor is where it all begins. Keep track of all your daily spending to determine your latte factor. Calculate how much of these costs you would consider wasteful. Limiting the tiny things that consume your money will show you how much you can save. Please try another synopsis if you enjoyed this one. And remember to like and subscribe.